One of these fellows, the Yanks, we never even knew Yanks were in this war. He said, what do you say? First fellow, the Aussie hat, he sings out, he says, oh, hello Aussie. Aussie says, don't worry Aussie, don't worry Aussie. Uncle Sam will be here any day now, any time now. And a very droll reply came, and he said, Christ, he says, he says, don't tell me these bastards have got him too. That sort of cheered everybody. It made us all so happy about that. Clever.
I'd like to ask you a couple of concluding questions, if I may, and I won't. It'll be related to more with Thailand, but Ian Hunt was your unit's medical officer in Singapore, wasn't it? Sorry, Ian Duncan.
Duncan,
yes.
Duncan, yes.
Was your
He was attached to engineers.
Yes. Now, he was a young officer, young doctor, was he?
Well, he was older than me, but
well,
yeah, he was a youngish
yes,
doctor. Youngest doctor.
Anything you can tell us about him? Do you have an opinion about him?
Well, I didn't have any experience of him in prisoner of war days. I'd had some experience with him during the campaign when we were fighting, but only minimal because nothing had happened to me seriously. I got some shrapnel, but I was taken back to hospital to get that out of my legs. And I didn't have much contact with Ian Duncan, but I had a lot of contact with him later on after he got home. Because he lived in Five Dock and I was in the Sonic Lodge at Five Dock. I got to know, we had a bit of battle, got a bit of a reunion. He'd been struck Ian Duncan in the camp up at Baths before we sailed. He'd taken out a sebaceous cyst out of my neck. I think I mentioned the other day after he gave me, this was after the mess in the evening, I'd gone up there to get this sebaceous cyst taken out, and he'd give me a whiff of chloroform. And after he'd done the operation, put a patch out with a stitch in it or something. So sauntering going down to back to my camp lines, two blokes in my section helping me down the track. And the officer of the day saw what was happening, and he said, "You're drunk." I said, "No, I'm not drunk." He said, "You can't walk." And I said, "I've been up to the RAP." And he said, he reported me to the CO. I had to report to the CO the following morning. I just explained that I had a sebaceous cyst taken out of the back of my neck. Ian Duncan gave me an anaesthetic. The case was dismissed. The bloke that charged me was Ian Alan Watson, as was the loot, so orderly officer for the day. And we were great mates, but he reckoned I was drunk and disorderly on camp lines. Funny incident.
What was the name of your commanding officer in the Second 12th?
John Shaw.
John Shaw, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, still sticking with Ian Duncan,
yeah.
You're aware of any work that he did for prisoners of war post-war?
Yes, he did. He was on the committee down at the Prisoner of War Club, Prisoner of War, down in, what do we call that, the XPOW's club, and they were doing medical research. Ian Duncan was very active in the promoting the survey that was carried out on as a result of the work of Dr. Fisher, Dr. Ted Fisher. Ted Fisher, yeah. In a very abrupt manner, known as the Führer. But he was a great bloke. He was responsible for the Department of Veteran Affairs conducting a survey of prisoners of war about 5 to 6 years after we got home to see if there was any conditions prevailing that they hadn't picked up at the time of our discharge. Interesting little thing there, by the way, when you're talking to me about this, that on one occasion I was at that time, Ted Fisher was the president of the New South Wales, the Council of 8th Division and Service Associates. He was the president. And I was acting secretary. Ted Fisher organised this survey of ex-prisoners of war carried out by DVA in the Grace building in the city. It was voluntary. Everybody, they invited you to participate in this survey. I went in, at that time I was living over at Kirribilli, but it's handy for me. And my appointment with the doctor, I told him my story, and he asked me if I had any complaints. I said, no complaints. I said, but I have got a few things that are a bit unusual. I told him a few things that I thought were unusual. And he said, no, that's all. I said, no, that's nothing to do with it, my lingering. No, I said, I'm here because I've been asked to make myself available for a survey. And I thought I was going to try and get a big pension. So I got a bit of a shitty myself, I suppose. Told him what I thought of him, and walked out. And sometime later, I was talking to one of our fellows who walked into one of our reunions, and he looked like a shadow of himself, skinny as a whip, and looked crook. I asked him what was his trouble. If he had any trouble, he said, I've got hookworms. Hookworms. I said, oh, this one, it's about 8 to 10 years after the war. He said, yeah, I've got hookworms, badly. How did they affect you? And he told me they had a rash and they did certain things to him. I said, no, yeah. And I was talking to Ted Fisher. I said, Ted Fisher, meeting we had, I said, Ted, what's the symptoms of hookworms? He rapped off about 25 symptoms. And I said, I've got 2 or 3 of those you mentioned. You get yourself onto my clinic list. He said, Jack Shrimpton, Grace Building. Make an appointment to see me. I made the appointment, and Ted Fisher had me rechecked. Had to take the stool samples in on a string bucket. And after I got the reports back, he said, you've got spondyloides. What's that? He said, what you've got. He said, there's a treatment for it. He said, there's 2 treatments. You can come into Concord Hospital for a month. He said, well, we do a survey and do your thorough tests, checks, cure you. He said, oh, we'll have to give you some bombs. Now, I didn't know I was working. I had a wife and pregnant and so on. I went to get a month in hospital. I thought I'd rather do the home treatment. So he gave me these bombs. Big things. Remember rainbow monsters? We used to get those big bombs. About 3 quarters to an inch diameter. He took these things and went straight to bed. And did you have bowel motions? God strike me lucky. Did you have bowel motions for the weekend? I filled up bucket after bucket. And sent samples back to Rico. It was hard to get him in there that day, that time. But anyhow, eventually they said, you're clear. I had to do it at least twice. I don't know, it was 3 times we did this. Your head was spinning and you was a bit of a stupor. Very severe treatment. Anyhow, it cured it up. And subsequent, I haven't got any problem at all.
So I've actually jumped quite a distance now. When the war ended and you were back in Singapore, how did you come home to Australia?
Yeah, lucky. I was in the hospital huts there. I was a pretty sick boy. But anyhow, they put me on. I got onto the hospital ship, what's the name of the boat? Hospital, one of the beauties.
You were put onto a hospital ship, yes, which at the moment we can't identify.
Beautiful ship, beautiful ship. It was like a first-class cruise passenger liner.